Hello and welcome to this episode of the Neotaku podcast. I'm your host, Joji Matthews, and today I'm joined by the Pedantic Romantic.
Hey there.
Mirage Fan.
Hi.
And Second Look.
I'm here. Most notably known for being
and
the
we're going
second
to be talking
most
about some of our
referenced-
seasonal top hot takes.
Yeah.
Hot takes.
seasonal hot takes. I don't have much hot takes. I'm sorry.
We're
Do you
just,
have some hot cakes?
It's halfway through the season. About the midway point of most of these series, so we wanted to go through and highlight our favorites thus far to show you who are abstaining, what you might want to check out, and those who are maybe missing out on some of our favorites, on some series that might be some of your favorites.
That's good. It's called good.
Woo.
Yep.
Sick.
Now I just want
Yeah.
to start out. I don't want to jump in immediately, but I'm going to.
Okay.
The newest seasonal hottest anime I'm most into is a little known Crunchyroll series. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Urahara, right? The Crunchyroll original.
No.
Amika Kubo.
You know what?
Maybe
Actually, even better. Even more creative.
They have a second one this season.
Anime Crimes Division. Now, my favorite part about this is it has a really clever joke where they name the city it takes place in Neotaku, which is really like I've never heard that joke before. I was like flabbergasted.
Is that that reminds me of that one Netflix original anime, Neo Yokio. Is it like along those same lines or like,
No, I
It's
think it's
even blacker.
Wow.
God is strayed from the fucking light.
no,
So basically, you're telling me that the goal of anime crime divisions was to appeal to the urban youths?
I mean, I'm not well versed enough on the subject to be comfortable making that conclusion myself, but I do have suspicions that may be, in fact, the target demographic.
now I just want to make sure.
Now-
none of us are wanna-weeaboos, right? None of us.
No, never. No.
Okay,
never.
good.
No.
I'm at home. Okay.
What the fuck am I looking at?
So I was just wondering if you could
Are you telling me you
recap
haven't
the
watched
plot of
Crunchyroll's
the.
latest masterpiece, Mirage?
This looks like a fucking YouTube Red series.
Well, in a
Actually,
sense,
to be fair, it's better
But
than
yeah,
that. Okay, to be fair, it is better than
a
that.
YouTube Red series that didn't get accepted as such.
They have the fucking psychopath gun, and like the fucking chubby Asian dude is running through, and he's like,
And they have the kill blades, to my knowledge.
Correct.
Yeah.
I want to say
So what is the actual plot of this series?
well, it's a beefing off
deeply
of
fascinated.
psychopaths.
It's a sort of
yeah.
an episodic tale, in the vein of other great contemporary sort of cyberpunk series like the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex franchise. It
I do wanna-
alongside.
Lachlan, I do want to commend it
it's
how
a police
timeless it is.
procedural
Yeah.
in essence.
Yeah, a procedural police drama.
do you think I can come in
Okay.
and read the description on this YouTube video for it? Because I need to read this.
It's on my wall, so
Sure,
I can
go
read
ahead.
it too.
Alright. When someone commits a crime against anime, they don't call the police. They call the Anime Crimes Division. Detective Furuya by Sungwon Cho, Pro CD, is here to kick ass and eat Pocky, and he's all out of Pocky.
You know what I love most about
Holy
this?
shit.
They need, hopefully they'll implement is I actually have been to Neotaku and all the police sirens go weeaboo 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 as they go by. It's a really nice
Yeah.
touch.
It's really
The
cool
world
that they
building.
actually named the location of the city after our podcast.
I feel so privileged.
Because, yeah.
How dare they get
Like-
a fucking Korean to play a Japanese man? Just the nationalism just going down the drain.
I don't think
as
he's
it-
explicitly Japanese though. I think he's just a guy who doesn't like
His name
Digimon
is
for some reason.
Furaya.
Oh.
So it's like Fura and ya and like so I don't know what they're getting at.
I just love how they.
I'm pretty sure those aren't Korean
in
characters.
Neotaku City, everyone has to have a Japanese name, regardless of ethnicity. That's just sort of the local culture.
Perfectly, because that's how anime works, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it makes sense to me.
But what about Chinese anime and Avatar: The Last Airbender?
They actually make fun
Do
of
they-
that in the episode. They make fun of knowing about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
very topical,
Oh,
topical
cool.
They
cultural
literally-
commentary from Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we live in Anime Crimes Division? Are we just the red-pilled version of Anime Crimes Division? Do we need to have our own
Yeah.
YouTube Red series?
YouTube
Yes,
Red Pill
we do.
series,
We
yes.
definitely
YouTube Red
need
Pill.
our own.
This is a bad thing. We need to stop. Don't pay for this on Patreon. You don't want it.
What?
You should pay for this on Patreon. You do want it.
Not a fucking live action series.
When
Yeah.
they released all 3 episodes of it, commentary track for this program here.
Do we know how long it's gonna be?
I think they said it's 3 episodes, and then maybe they're going for more if this is successful on its initial run here.
I also do want to comment
Hmm.
on Freddie Wong's inclusion being completely forgettable and like why was it even here?
Well,
It's
you
because
gotta-
Freddie Wong has to insert himself into everything that he works on.
You've got to
Yep.
have a respect for the star power they're able to assemble here.
Well, his style of filmmaking is used for one scene that's really stupid in the whole short. He shoots a BB gun pellet at a guy's eye. That was kind of uncomfortable to watch, honestly. It was like actually weirdly violent.
Yeah, I mean, great.
Anyway,
job on
I'm
the
just
special
saying,
effects.
once-
They really sold the gruesomeness of that scene
I know.
to an unnerving degree.
I'm just saying, once we reach $5,000 per month on patreon.com/Neotaku, we will be making Neotaku the anime, and it will be starring ProZD.
I wouldn't have it any other way. That
All
makes
right,
sense.
that's a promise that I know we're not going to be able to keep, so I'm dialing you back, buddy.
Hey, if we send him free candy from Japan, he'll do anything, okay?
Is that actually a
True.
thing?
It's kind of,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
But anyway, that's just obviously all of our favorites from this season. But we can get into the nitty gritty.
It's over. We're done.
Yeah.
We don't need to fucking, like,
I mean, there's minutia
podcast
to it.
over.
Yeah, there's minutia to it that we can get into.
Yeah, truthfully, if we want to go in depth, I do have a 10,000 word analysis piece written about this. I was going to submit it as the first draft of kind of my honors thesis, but, you know, I've decided that I think it belongs on YouTube more so than it does in the beautiful home of academia.
I will say that the sort of presentation of the subbers and the dubbers was legitimately funny. I thought that was well executed.
No, the joke with the manga at the end was decent too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I have no idea what we're talking about.
I like how we
so-
actually watched
I
it.
didn't even
Me and
watch
Lachlan
it.
actually watched it.
Yeah.
What have we done?
I just saw it pop up on Twitter and I sent it to my Discord, and one of the girls I was talking to was like, "Yeah, that exists."
Somehow.
Okay. Shall
Basically,
we get
the
into
plot
the...
involves. Well, hold on. The plot involves sort of a gang war between the subbers and the dubbers, but all the dubbers have like badly synced lip flaps. It's a voiceover for their actual dialogue, and then all the
That was
subbers
cute.
have like bad anime subtitles. They're all speaking Japanese.
Did they do the, like, dueling subtitles?
There was a
There was a translator's note.
Yeah, there's a translator note up in the top of like defining stuff. I'm like, oh, that was a neat touch.
Yeah.
Do you guys,
Yeah.
like, low-key... This is a little tiny bit off topic, but do you guys low-key miss the days of really crappy fan subs? Like, the ones that are, like, super colorful, people put all their translators notes that literally cover the whole screen? Oh, those were the days.
Sorry, you're telling me those days are over?
They're pretty much, yeah.
I just know. I just lived through it in this corner of the world because it's hard to get a good official one yet until now because the Blu-ray came out. So I had to have a crappy one for that when I watched it the first time.
Well, I mean, the cinema subs were leaked if you knew where to look, but, you know.
I
Yeah.
don't, clearly.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, that's just, you need the gang connections
gang.
that I have. Multiple gang affiliates.
Joji's Black
You're like
Market
connected with the
subtitles.
Bloods and the Crips.
Yeah, I am. I'm from Bompton, as you all know.
Is that Australian Compton?
No, it's a suburb of
Bompton?
Neotaku. I don't know if you're.
Neo Compton.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, I basically only watch anime that are older than 20 years. So like, I still live in the era where everything is colorful as shit and has obnoxious font types.
I was about to say shove your fucking three out up your ass, Joji, but then I realized you're actually being genuine, so I'm like, okay, never mind. That would be mean.
Holy fuck, this storm is going to kill me.
It's okay.
All
we
live
have
on air. That's cool.
As long as it doesn't knock your power out.
Yeah.
It'll get our ratings up.
Yeah, I
Live
mean,
on air. Yeah.
as
Just
soon
make
as
sure
a
you live
host
stream your
dies
death.
on air,
Don't cut out.
yeah.
We're fucking horrible people. Shall we get into the fall 2017 list and our
Yeah,
impressions?
we were able
Because
to
If we
do
want.
Crunchyroll's new
Podcast.
show for 10 minutes. Time for
If we want, you know.
Well, we can now excerpt that and post it as its own analysis video.
Good. I don't want to meme anymore. So, top anime, Pingu in the City. Now, I want to say.
Actually, I would be willing to agree with you that Pingu in the City is the best series of this
God.
I
season.
have.
Go.
Me and Lachlan both watched, I think, the first episode of it for the memes.
Joji made
Yeah,
a video on it.
I did make a
I
video on
watched
it,
that
and
too,
it's
yeah.
one of my most popular videos, and I hate it for that. But since it is canonically a sequel to Pingu, you know, I'm just saying that's why it wasn't in my top 5 list of the season, because I was, you know, ignoring sequels. But Pingu in the City is high-key amazing, and I love it.
High key.
Hi, Kay. I'm generally of the opinion that this year's the year of the penguin. Like,
The penguin.
Grape Coon died. Pingu in the City is like on top of the charts. I don't think it is anymore, but it used to be. And then like,
It's ranked 77 on Mal.
okay, so
Of
that's
all
still
time.
pretty
It
high.
has a higher average rating than Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's all I'm saying. You know?
As,
Asuka.
as it should. God's in his heaven, all's right with, or Pingu is in its heaven, all's right with the world.
Yes. Yes, that is correct.
Hey guys,
No
it's
God
been,
or men, only Pingu.
did you know that 3.0 came out in 2012? It's 2017 now.
Yeah, it's 5 years ago
Yeah.
to this day that 3.0 came out.
No
Wow.
4.0 yet either.
No, didn't you see 4.0? Kara said 4.0 will be out 2013.
All right, well,
Yeah, yeah. Remember
Let me
that
check
time
Mal.
when they
Let me
said
check
that
Mal.
the entire rebuild quadrology would be out by 2011? Remember how they said that they were going to do one film a year? Remember when Funimation said that they would get the dubs out within like 6 months of the films coming out?
remember?
Remember,
Barry?
guys? Remember?
Remember?
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I was going South Park. I don't know. I know that one though.
I'm very
that
glad
makes
the
sense.
second look episode is high on memery. That's very pleasing to me.
It's the
A lot of episodes are high on memery.
we're the shit show. that's what people come for.
We're the worst anime podcast in the world.
But we're still more regular than fucking whatever Mother's Basements is.
Whoa. Fire.
Anyways,
Goes on a 3-month break is still more regular than the Weebcast.
all right.
He changed the title. It's no longer the Weekly Weebcast.
What is it called now?
It's like the seasonal Weebcast or the occasional Weebcast.
Ah man, rebranding really going somewhere. I feel like an asshole. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry. Oh jeez.
Or is it just
Yo,
the-
Jeff, I'm coming to Canada to hang out with your cats. So,
not,
like,
not you, just your
Oh
cats.
no, he called the new one the Weekly Weebcast, so I guess he's back on that.
Okay. When are we gonna be invited? Probably never. I know that.
I did get one podcast invitation. I just wasn't able to record on that occasion, unfortunately.
That was pretty entertaining.
And the Your Name episode.
Well, weren't you with Explanation Point 2 at one time?
Yeah, I was on the seasonal ones as well.
Yeah. This
He's
has
going
nothing
places.
to do with the seasonal anime. What the fuck are we talking about? We're out of our element.
We're talking about Pingu. I remember that.
Things went downhill from
He's
there.
in the city. We don't know what city.
He's in the city, like
Neotaku?
where in the
Which
whole
city? Yeah. That's the deep lore.
the deep lore Pingu.
Oh, you know there's deep lore. It's like Kirby.
I'm just now thinking of the new fucking
Plebe
Plebe and the Weeb episode now, just when you mention that.
Plebe and the weed. Are you high, Digi?
Idea about it, bro. God, it's so fucking stupid. Pretty much. Oh, jeez.
This is
So-
beautiful.
Who's watching Magician's Bride Wife? Yes.
Ancient Magus Bride. The
That's
hottest
the
show
word.
of the season.
Is that the #1 show right now? Is that the popular one?
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Somewhat surprisingly. But yeah, pleasingly.
Yeah.
I should like this one because it's red hair girl, and that seems to be the only thumbnail
Oh
I
my
can
god, it is.
Because that's the only thumbnail.
To get another big video about a red-haired.
pick. Isn't that right? Every video that does well, it's a thumbnail with a redhead girl in it.
Red hair waifu.
He covered Snow White with the red hair. What else did he cover?
Porco Rosso had the red
Right.
hair girl.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of this episode of the Neotaku podcast, now being hosted from Joji's laptop because his power did in fact go out.
We're in a laptop world.
Oh, God.
Because we're laptop girls.
What is
And
happening?
we're ready to rumble. We're real high quality here, boys.
My laptop's
Pop it.
plastic.
Exactly.
$5,000 a month on Patreon and we'll get Joji a backup power generator so he can continue using his
God, what is
main
happening?
microphone when the power goes out.
We'll tell the rain to go away and pay it like $5,000
Yeah, we'll pay
to
God
get
off.
the fuck out of our face.
Get those rain dates pushed back.
Pretty much. Oh man. Anyways,
I'm still here.
Ancient Magus Bride.
Ancient Magus Bride. So, also known as Mahotsukai no Yome. So, this is actually one of the shows that I've been following, like up to all its new releases and everything. I'm really fucking enjoying it. I didn't know it was the normie popular show until now. So that's pretty interesting. But it's fucking great. I actually, because I got into the show like so easily, I just went and watched the OVAs, and now I'm reading the manga, and I'm fucking enjoying the shit out of it. It's really good.
Yeah.
So
There was
yeah.
the first episode got screened at Anime Expo this year, and even before then, but certainly after that point, hype started building. There was a big marketing push with CR involved, Crunchyroll there, and I checked out the OVAs just a bit before it started streaming, and the characterization of the protagonist Chise carrying trauma was really excellent. There's just such a palpable sense of weight to her past experiences and the effect that they've had upon her. It was striking enough to definitely get me on board for the rest of the series.
I find like a lot of like Chise's issues, like there's just not a lot of characters like her in like produced anime. Like there's obviously tons of shoujo that deals with abuse and neglect and stuff like in manga form, but it's never really adapted usually, and if it is, it's pretty melodramatic. This is like really even-handed.
Yeah, very down to earth.
And very like genuine, it seems, because it's not the main focus. It's all about her just trying to find her own kind of like situation in life. And it's like, this is the show. I come back from class, I sit down, I make a cup of tea, and I'm like listening to while I'm like writing. It's like my favorite fucking thing right now. And if she doesn't fuck that cow skull magician, I'm gonna be so fucking upset. You don't
Pulling my
even know.
Crunchyroll subscription.
Okay, I was
Fucking
like,
bone dick
I wasn't
in
sure
the
about
girl.
it, but now I'm in. Now I'm in after that sentence. That sentence is all I need.
Have you been watching it or no? Second
I
Life.
literally am learning about it. She's 16, according to Mal.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
16.
He's a goat daddy.
There. Yeah, no. Let's see. Who's it being done by right now?
It's
being done by Wit.
Made by Studio Wit.
Yeah, Wit's
most
doing a
famous
really good
for
fucking
Attack
job.
on Titan.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting production in that Studio Wit is super invested in it. Producers at the studio are like, we have to adapt this. And they're pouring a ton of studio resources into making this adaptation as good as it can be because they're deeply passionate about the source material. And sort of Attack on Titan Season 2 was a rather messy and uneven production. This is looking to be much less of one because they actually legitimately really care about it.
This is beautiful. Yeah.
I would definitely say that this the Ancient Magus Bride has some of the best sound design of any show this season.
Yeah.
Like as a radio drama, it's like a 10 out of 10.
Backhanded compliments.
Yeah.
Is that actually? Do you not like it, Joji? Like,
Do you not
from-
like it
I'm
as
not-
a TV anime?
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of TV anime this season that I don't actually feel should be TV anime to begin with.
Ooh.
This one I do find fascinating because the visual elements should like elevate it to a completely higher level, but I think the fact that it is on television as opposed to being an OVA or a movie series is fundamentally what holds it visually back for me.
So do you think the visual production value should just be higher?
Yeah, pretty. Not just that, but also that like there are visual elements of it that I believe, like in terms of shot composition, that could have just been better thought through.
Did you check out the 3 OVAs?
No, I have not. I need
Okay.
to check those out.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that because Kvin of Sakuga blog sort of fame has said on there that he thinks it's a somewhat middling adaptation as well. Though he is seemingly a huge fan of the manga, so maybe there's some element of an anime not possibly being able to live up to what he appreciates there as an element of those views. But from sort of experts on visual aspects of the medium, that's not an out there position to take.
I suppose, like,
Yeah.
from my standpoint, just as being like this has made me cry like Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju
Yeah.
made
Oh,
me
don't
cry.
get me started.
Oh, second look. That's one of his
And-
big shows. Yeah.
It's like maybe it's what is being covered, and that's especially a thing too in the manga. I love this. I don't think it's at all lackluster in any way, shape, or form, to be really, truly honest. I think there's a lot of character, a lot of, like, they wait, they're patient. The scenes are patient, and they let things go. And that's what I love the most about this. And it's willing to kind of breach into interesting concepts. It almost seems episodic, like another show that's happening this season, Keynote. So, yeah. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
It's good to see that the most popular show actually like has effort and like heart behind it,
Yeah.
like genuine artistic integrity. So I do respect it on that level. It's a 2-core, so obviously they care about it. So
Yeah. They're only willing to give Attack on Titan 1 core. I want to
Yeah.
get done with that as soon
Exactly.
as possible, but Magus Bride gets the royal treatment here.
there you go.
Good job on you, Studio Wit. They've got their priorities straight.
I hope they adapt the whole thing. I really do hope, because I'm looking forward to reading
They've
the
got
manga.
Attack on Titan Season 3 coming in 2018. I think that
And
might even be...
season
like,
wasn't
winter.
season 4 also confirmed?
Huh, I don't know.
Maybe that was just some weird thing. I don't know. But yeah, they're doing more movies of Attack on Titan. I know that much.
More
not
live action movies?
No, anime recuts, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Darn it.
And when are we getting a Kotetsujo season 2? Come on now, Wit.
Yeah, I feel you. I know what that is. I'm an anime person.
I watch anime.
Garugamesh.
Garu Gamesh. Okay.
Yeah,
I
who
don't
wants
really
to go
have
next
much
with a
else to
seasonal
say.
highlight?
We can move on.
Yeah. The next one on Mal is Shokugeki no Soma San no Sara. Is anybody watching the 3rd season?
I watched the first episode and I was like, well, this doesn't feel as kinetic as the other seasons did.
Ah.
So, can somebody explain to me, because I'm going to ask for the next 2 in particular. What the fuck is the appeal to Shokugeki no Soma? Because I still don't get it.
You can go watch the video I edited for Jeff on it. The recipe to Shokugeki no Soma's success.
Well, fundamentally, Shokugeki no Soma is just a shonen action show. And, like, literally the closest comparison that I could draw would be to Toriko, where just it takes this different lens of approaching shonen action, and it's funny as well.
It applies the shonen action formula to a somewhat different subject matter and has good fan service on top to boot.
There you go.
Like, really good fan service. That's the thing about it, is that,
Because
like...
its mangaka is a porn artist.
Was a porn artist.
You
longer
never
is.
lose the porn artistry, Joji. That's always a part of
You
it.
never leave Faku.
Once you're in Faku, you never go Baku.
Pretty much. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
I've never seen any of it, so I can't comment.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about shows we don't care about. We're here to highlight the favorites. So I'm gonna
Good.
Let's go with the highest profile show on my favorites list, Kekkai Sensen and Beyond. The 2nd season of Blockade Battlefront.
Yeah, I haven't
anyone
watched the
watching this one?
first season.
It sure is the 2nd season of Kekkai Sensen.
Yep.
What?
That's really all I can say about
Now
it.
that's
is that it
objective.
is more Kekkai Sensen.
Here's what I can say about it.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it more so than season 1.
Really?
Yeah, I was deeply in love with this one a few episodes in, and part of that may be that season 1 went downhill a bit in my eyes towards the end, so sort of against the totality of season 1, this one is superior, but specifically the plot, which was largely anime original, I believe, that season 1 introduced was sort of messy and didn't quite make sense and sort of dragged the whole thing down, but we're back to episodic adventures and sort of multiple branching adventures per episode. And the presentation is just stellar. The musical aesthetic that's given it everything creates some legitimately beautiful moments, and moments in a whole different range of sort of emotions that are being portrayed. There's stunning badass moments. There's like super heart-touching moments of endearing character interaction or of more deep personal trauma. It just sort of runs a whole spectrum of stuff and presents it really well. And it's the lack of plot focus that the end of season 1 took on that I think is allowing it to do so with such strength.
Well, that's good to know, because I'm putting seasons 1 and now season 2 both on my watch list, so I will make sure to poke my head in, catch up, and let you guys know if I like that, because it sounds interesting. It's superpowers,
I'll
it's
post
supernatural.
in
Yeah.
chat, but Chain is like,
You
that's
alright?
what Chain is.
Nice sound.
Here we
10
go.
out of 10.
Boom, boom.
Boom. That's quite
Boom.
the enterprise.
There you go.
The Bone Zone.
I've seen you tweet that before, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I hope you added in something for that. So vague.
Don't worry, I will.
I know you like Just Because. Did you watch any of that? Continuing.
I haven't. God, I've been wanting to watch Just Because. It's another one of those things I just haven't gotten to. I've heard the drama. It's really fucking good, and it's well paced.
Yeah, it's in the vein of sort of these handful of original romance anime we've been getting recently. It's Tsukino, these down to earth, low key, sort of dramatic romance stories, and it's definitely solid and well executed. But even though I've been keeping up with it, it hasn't really grabbed me or stood out to me as being anything other than solid thus far.
Yeah, like, I ended up watching, like, the second and third episode, and they're not as good as the first one.
Huh.
So,
It's
yeah.
unfortunate. What is the appeal particularly about Just Because, though, for people who, like, haven't gotten to pick it up yet? It looks pretty boring from, like, the cover art, but, like, I've heard just really good things about it in general.
Well, if you like well-handled, down-to-earth characterization in a romance series, less sort of chain-jerking, nonsensical love triangle misunderstanding stuff, in spite of the fact that the relationships are a bit messy, it's executed much better than your typical anime fare. And in spite of a fairly messy production, it's got a significant focus on character acting through its animation, to the point where it's sort of self-destructing the production because they can't, like, keep up with those aspirations.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm not familiar with the studio,
But
so maybe they're
trying.
outstretching their means there.
Yeah, just a bit overambitious from Pine Jam here.
That's good. Hey,
And
passion.
They did Gamers last season, which was their
Yeah.
first production.
Maho Shoujo Nate Moi Desu Kara. Yeah, nothing too crazy yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I think a little bit beyond themselves, but it's okay. They're doing their best. That's all that counts. That's the most moe show I've heard of this season.
Wait, they seriously made Mato Shoji Nate Moi desu ka?
That might
Yeah.
have been like
Oh,
a
God.
subcontracting or co-production work or something, because
Yeah.
from what I've heard, Gamers was their first sort of solo independent production.
Yeah, because that show is completely different in style of production to everything else that they've made.
Yeah.
That
let's
wouldn't be
see here.
surprising.
For a more down-to-earth, or another one of these down-to-earth series that I'm more favorable towards this season, we have net-juu no Susume,
I actually am watching this one.
which is a fantastic show about a 30-year-old woman who drops out of the workforce because it's the shitty Japanese workforce, and just becomes a neat, going back to MMOs, which she was a big fan of, and making her life there.
Nothing about MMOs inherently like grabs me, right? And so the first
Yeah.
episode I was a little like tepid on it because it was so heavily saccharine and just so heavily MMO. But then the second episode, there's that scene, that dream sequence where it's just a bunch of guys in suits with red eyes just coming at her into an abyss, into a void, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this show gets me. Okay, I'll keep watching.
Representation of sort of the horrors of the workforce for her are brilliant.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic exploration of sort of the nature of online social interaction and relationships through the lens of this incredibly endearing protagonist.
Yeah, it's a bit too neat and nice and sweet for it to be like
It's a
real
little
realistic.
shoujo. It
Yeah.
it definitely could
And-
be a bit less sort of a genre conforming there.
And they clearly don't commit to the MMO game as like fleshing that out at all. It's as generic
I don't
as you
mind
can
that
possibly
aspect, to be honest, because that's
Yeah.
one of the technicalities of the game is one of the less compelling elements.
get. Exactly.
That's the worst fucking genre meme that's happened in the last like 3 or 4 years.
yeah.
is
That's
the
games
fucking,
as service. That's what the worst genre meme is.
the
I
isekai
think it's,
fucking MMO
Yeah.
bullshit that I'm sick and tired of.
It
But
might
it's-
be because
yeah.
of this wave that this was like able to get greenlit at all, in spite of it not sort of being in that vein too much, really. Just
Yeah.
the general sharing that tangible element.
Yeah, I mean,
in
6
detail.
episodes in, they're barely even in the game anymore. Like the first 2 episodes, like they were heavily. That was what the show was about. But now they're like, okay, this is real life now. I like that.
I've seen the like threads of like characterizing the main protag girl as a heel slut from fucking Overwatch, but like low key her like design is so cute. She
Yeah.
looks almost like a mixture between like Madoka and like something from fucking, I don't fucking know. I can't remember the name, but she's her like the designs in this are gorgeous. It's
Yeah.
literally the game part that has driven me away from wanting to even like touch it.
Mirage,
That's sad.
Mirage, I was in the same place. I was in the
Yeah.
exact same place. Even after the first episode, I'm like, I won't pick it up. But I just tried the second one, and they just do a little more real world stuff that I was like, okay,
Lots
I'm
of
with you.
charming animation too.
Very
Some really
charming.
great faces.
A lot of great faces, especially on the main girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to pick it up then, which I have it on my plan to watch list already. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth getting to at least the second episode to see if that one dream sequence gets you, because that got me. I'm like, okay, I like this.
yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that it's really fucking good. It just like I'm looking at the cover right now on the Mal page, and it doesn't sell it very well.
I wouldn't say it's this is amazing. You know, solid. It's a solid show. I wouldn't. You know,
Okay.
I'm not gonna write
Yeah,
an
comfortably
analytical
an
piece
8 out
about
of
it.
10, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
Thus far.
I'd agree. That makes
But sort of the general draw that anime about adults have is on in full force here. So if you're one of those people that really appreciate that, definitely check this one out.
It's nice to have adults in romance,
Yeah, it does help.
specifically in romance, in an anime, because I'm so tired of a lot of the immaturity that normally comes in with romance. Because there's like a love triangle for a second here, and it never gets annoying. It's pretty mature, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, good.
It's pretty fucking cool, man. I think it sounds pretty cool.
What about a favorite of the season from our guest Second Look?
Favorite for me, I want to shout out Love is Like a Cocktail, I think that's what it's called. The little short, the little 2.5 minute
Is it
short.
Osaka?
Love is like a cocktail.
Yes, yeah, that one.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's on my list too.
the show that is critically underrated by the My Anime List
Is it
audience.
rated lowly?
It has a 6.57.
Ugh.
Oh, Pascal
Which is
Sensei
just-
all over again.
Yeah.
Is this like a short series?
It's like 2.5 minutes.
It
Episodes,
is.
yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm just gonna have to blast this one out because this one looks cute.
It's very
yeah, it's
cute,
It's
and it's
it's
very
kind of like oh, yeah, you go ahead.
it's very like paced like in a way that really endears you, just enough to each character, where like the husband and wife, because they're a married couple, which is also rare in anime. And you're like,
it's
okay.
similar to I can't understand what my husband is saying. Sort of
That is
Ah.
exactly what I was going to say. It's I can't understand what my husband is saying, but with drinking as the primary focus.
It's a little more like formulaic, but I like that because it almost like takes the shape of like the cocktail they're making. Like each episode has like ingredients, and you're
Yeah,
used
you
to
can
all
learn
of
to make
them.
Some cocktails too.
But I mean like
This sounds
It's a
way
bonus.
too up my alley.
more like metaphorically, it is like every episode has like set up in the work, and then the cute little husband and wife thing, and then the episodes are built kind of like a cocktail, and like each easily consumed that way too, which I also like that theming with it. It's
Yeah.
good.
Sounds
It's sweet.
comfy.
It is
And
very
when the
comfy.
wife gets her drink, she gets like drunk instantly, and she's
One
like,
sip.
super like cuddly and affectionate.
I think
Um,
my
and
favorite
her
like little
design is-
pieces of animation is when she just takes off her glasses, the hair comes out, you're like, okay, here we go.
Like her design is great, so it's an excellent sort of wife fantasy in her. But the guy is also like an awesome husband fantasy. Like he's just
Does he just sit
perfect,
at
he's
home in an
adorable.
apron? Like
He just makes you drinks and appetizers. Like they are both a fantasy of pick whatever you want, a wife or a husband, and like both of them are deeply appealing as characters to those desires. So it's really great in that sense.
Like that boy is gonna go up on my boy 3x3.
I want to be
probably.
in a polyamorous relationship with the two of them.
he's a good one. He's a good boy. That boy. He just studies up on cocktails all day. Waits for her to come home.
Yeah.
Oh god, they're cute. This sounds adorable.
I wouldn't say it has the potential as I love what my husband's saying. I don't know what my husband's saying. Sorry, as that one, just because that one really have 2 seasons, and also just like I don't know, fact that the husband's an anime blogger, I can't help but like relate more.
Oh yeah. I'd say that one's a bit stronger for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to shout out episode 3 of this specifically, just because the characterization that occurs in it was super cool to me, and also somewhat unexpected of a show like this.
Remind me.
So the cocktail he makes for her in this episode, she drinks it and she gets all tipsy and lovey-dovey with him. She's getting up on him, but then he reveals the fact that it wasn't actually alcoholic at all. So she wasn't drunk, and so through this, it's revealed implicitly that she sort of uses a pretense of alcohol just as an excuse to let loose and get more affectionate. It isn't even entirely the effects of the intoxication. It's just sort of a thing for her, so she can have this excuse to get into this more laid back mode, which is incredibly endearing. And
You
just
can't
a
not
really
love it.
neat aspect of her character. Yeah.
Good.
Show
We all
sounds
like it.
too good to me now.
Oh yeah, it's 2.5. They're like 2.5 minutes because the ending songs, good amount of it. Just blow
gotta
through them.
watch that ED. You can't skip the ED.
I do. I've been running through these today like crazies.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had to study up, so I guess that's fair. Joji, what about a favorite of yours?
Okay. So I guess I'll just go for Girls Last Tour.
Yeah.
That's just fucking comfy. That's just fucking comfy in a crazy fucking world. Like the first line of the description of this show is civilization is dead. But then the entire show is just about 2 cute girls fucking rolling around in the world.
Yeah.
Have you watched this one, Tom?
No.
No?
I think
might
it looks
like this
adorable.
one.
I think it
Yeah,
looks
it's
really
got-
charming.
Great character acting to its comedy there. So you'll probably be on board.
It is canonically the patrician taste show this season, as Econ praised it. Therefore,
Yeah, it's got the Econ seal of approval.
Ooh.
yeah.
It also,
would-
as of today, has the Anime Man seal of approval, but his video was sort of a mixed bag. He
What?
called New Game an Iyashi K series.
What?
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 No,
That's fair.
And then like noted the oddity of Girls Last Tour being an Iyashi K when it's post-apocalyptic, in spite of like maybe the face of Iyashi K, Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko, also being a post-apocalypse.
Anime Man, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about, homie? What are you going on about? What's this deal?
the dissonance of it being a post-apocalyptic Iyashike is functionally what makes it so interesting as a series.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the compelling material essentially comes from the fact that they are within the apocalypse.
And I mean, that was his point. Like, ooh, this is like an interesting series because of this fact, and it's like adds this unique element to it. But just the fact that he brushed over YKK in making that point, I was like, oh, come on, dude. I mean, YKK isn't like super prominent, so it's understandable that maybe he hasn't heard of it. Just my otaku weeb rage.
What a wanna weeaboo.
But yeah, just in general, it's a really well-made series. So check it out.
I think that's the Amazon strike effect again,
Yeah.
plaguing this one.
yeah.
Because I'm
the only person who finds this series like entirely just fucking depressing because I know those two girls are gonna probably die, and they're probably gonna suffer. And
Jeff mentioned that in like his top 5 of the season, but Manga Readers came out and we're like, no, man, it's just comfy. This isn't Made in Abyss.
See,
no
I would prefer that over what Made in Abyss did. So.
I mean, this one certainly seems to be in the footsteps of YKK, which doesn't have that twist. There's sort of the dark undertones just by the nature of the setting in both, but never to a degree that it actually invades these two main girls' lives.
I don't know, man. It's also the paletting and stuff like that like in all the art I've seen, that's just, I don't know. I could see cry-fag fucking like posts on boards just making their fan fiction about how they fucking die together in like a hole, and it's just like, I don't need that in my life.
No, it looks to just be a warm, uplifting experience.
I think it's what I expected. Again, I was on Crunchyroll. Whatever was on Crunchyroll, I was burning through today. So I didn't get to. I watched actually. I don't know if we want to transition because I'm segueing to the Children of the Whales, which I did watch the first 2 episodes of.
Good shit. Children of the Whales.
I think
I've heard just like mixed shit about it. Like
the perfect
people
word
told me it's a mixed bag.
The perfect word, Joji.
Yeah. Is like episode 3, I think it is. We sort of get a big paradigm shift, some climactic event, and a lot of people think like it went to absolute shit at that point, or at least turned bad. So I'd be interested to hear your takes on that.
Yeah.
I think the word Joji in your video, you use the word captivating, which is its aesthetic is that. It's like that to a T. When you look at it, you're like captivated. Like I don't even care about the setup right now. Let me just look at this for a second, because like character design wise, it's really unique kind of colors to it, and also just visually.
Then also,
Go ahead.
Background work is just insane in this show.
It's very new. Yeah, it feels fresh.
Like the CG backgrounds are so uniquely stylized that it's like cool as heck. And then also just like the 2D stuff, while some of it is bordering on the kind of more modernized look, there is also some stuff that very much takes some lessons from, older anime in its presentation.
Yeah, it looks
and so I like that.
Very sort of tactile in the drawing. It's very textured.
Yeah. And I like textured anime. I mean, like, Mononoke, like that entire aesthetic was textured.
Not Princess Mononoke, you normies. Mononoke, go check it out. It's a great show.
I think the failing with it for me, because I definitely dropped it after the second episode because I fell asleep during it, is one, the setup isn't really that interesting, and the plot literally like has nothing going on for those two episodes. So I was like, I'm glad I saw the first episode because it definitely took a dip in quality in the second episode too, how nice it looked. So I was like,
You're talking about Mononoke or Kuchida?
No, the new one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Am I the only person getting World Masterpiece Theater vibes from this show?
Exactly. That is,
That's fair.
I've been watching some World Masterpiece Theater stuff in my spare time. So, yeah.
I mean, is it based off of anything in particular?
It's based off of a manga series.
It just feels so weird. I feel like it should be a novel or something.
But yeah, a lot of the exploratory stuff in it feels kind of like some of the World Masterpiece Theater series.
Yeah. Kind of strange.
It is a bit more anime than those, I would say, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
I would agree.
I think it's a good blend of the two, though. But yeah.
I will say that I haven't really been captivated with it beyond those first 2 or 3 episodes.
I'll definitely need to watch the rest of it.
It isn't even like the twist killed it for me, or as I feel like that particularly made it go downhill. it was always, I think, a series that like we had to see where it was gonna go. It couldn't have just kept doing what it was doing for those first 2 episodes, because those first 2 episodes were leading to a point, and the point they ended up leading to just wasn't too satisfying.
No.
You know how it was a thunderstorm earlier?
Yeah.
Now it's hailing. This is the middle of November. This is the beginning of Australian summer, and it is hailing.
Well, I think hail is like a summer thing a lot of the time. Like, it's not actually a winter thing. Hail is weird.
I don't know.
Texas
This
gets
winter we
hail.
had a decent amount of hail here.
Oh, you know what? Here's a point about that show. Have you seen Gargantia before?
I haven't.
Of the Verdurous Planet? Because that is essentially the similar setup, but on the water
Yeah.
planet instead of...
I
And
know
there's a
enough
big...
about it to see the similarities.
There's a big twist that changes everything that a lot of people... Oh, that's great payoff in that show. Where I feel like this show probably doesn't have the same mystery the world building up to that's actually satisfying, like narratively. Where this show is just... You're lost at sea, but it's like sand instead. And I don't know what it was. I don't even know what the twist is. I only got through episode 2, but I assume it wasn't that captivating.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's sort of like got darker and dramatic, and sort of the more like mysterious, exploratory, adventurous aspects took a big backseat.
Okay.
Feeling
Yeah, the
like
Gargantia
all-
twist is much more compelling, and it's much later in the series. They've really built up to it. If anyone's
It's
seen
feeling
it.
like all style, no substance, to be really honest to me.
No. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. to
But it's
say.
worth watching episode 1 to see that
Yeah,
style.
I'd definitely say like the aesthetic is unique and fantastic enough that experiencing it is a worthwhile move.
Yeah.
To
Like
get
after-
to a series with stunning background work that's a bit more perfect. Sangatsu no Lion Season 2. Oh yeah. Back and just as good as ever. Maybe even better than ever, because man, it puts you through the emotional ringer. I tell you what.
I've been watching season 1 because of season 2 coming out, and I'm marathoning it. And I'm wondering from your perspective of being somebody who's caught up, like as somebody who's watching this season 1, what do I have to look forward
Wait,
to?
we're talking about Osamatsu-san?
No, Sangatsu no
Sangatsu,
Lion.
okay.
no Lion.
You cut out,
March
so I
comes
couldn't
in
hear.
like a lion.
Okay. I've only watched the first 3 episodes of season 1, so
Okay.
can't comment on the second season.
Yeah, but it looks really fucking good. I was curious as to what your interests are into it and what I could look forward to. As
It seemed-
somebody who's
From outside, it seems like the perfect Lachlan Still show ever made.
It's really stellar. I mean the just the mastery of tone the series possesses. It's incredible. In particular, the sort of emotional highlight this season thus far has been a new character arc for Hina. Some utterly heart-destroying sort of new events in her life have come up and sort of resonated deeply with Ray's own past experiences and insecurities, and it's just woohoo, boy. That the sort of the climax of that emotional arc for her was another one of those like all-out animation episodes for the series, because it's a Studio Shaft, so they've got talent there, and a la Ray's breakdown in season 1, that was a real production highlight. There's just a whole bunch of stellar animation to really sell this moment.
The show definitely does crying well. It does facial effect, expressions extremely evocatively. Like you
Music
can't
is
help but
stellar
feel.
as well.
their voice actors know what the fuck they're doing when they're
that's for sure.
crying.
Momo's voice actress is adorable. You know, she's a child character. That's
Yeah.
So
utterly
fucking
charming.
good. Yeah. I'm so impressed by the series so far from season 1 perspective. Like one is the main character is obviously he's a high schooler or is he a middle schooler? He's
He
in school.
might be final year of middle school.
But, like, they don't focus on school very much.
Because he's so
from-
disconnected from school. That's
Yeah.
such a secondary element of his life.
And, like, I'm almost forced to say that he's just pretty much just a professional Go player. And it's really fucking cool and really impressive.
His adult, or his life is functionally that of an adult in most regards. It's revolves around his profession, and making his living, and relationships with much higher stakes and depth than a high school relationship squabble.
Yeah.
And you
like-
see, you see that a lot with his like the younger contemporaries in the show that aren't the sisters, because it's just always like a more behind the scenes relationship. He doesn't really invest a lot into them.
Yeah. It's quite impressive.
But yeah, I mean, I'm deeply fascinated by this because I've been watching another anime about professional Go playing. Believe it or not, there is more than one out there.
Yeah, this one is shogi, but yeah.
Oh, shogi. Yep. Someone said Go.
Counter Strike,
Yeah, I said
Counter Strike,
Go. I
Go.
thought-
Yeah.
I thought it was something totally
Yeah.
else, my bad, yeah.
Yeah, no. I just find it very interesting. Like in these, there's like a very interesting newness to the way that Sangatsu no Lion is like kind of, doing sports narratives. Because functionally it is a sport. It's a sport narrative with the stakes and everything, and it feels much more along the lines of something like, you know, ping pong with its way of dealing with those ideas than something like Hikaru no Go from 1999.
Really? Because, like, I'm getting more just slice of life vibes. I'm almost getting, like, Your Lie in April vibes from Three Gatsu no Lion.
Oh, no.
To be
Oh,
really
no.
truthfully
That
honest.
that was the big comparison, because there's like character design similarities and like basic character arc similarities. Who was it? Craftsdorf, I'm pretty sure he's the one. He made a sort of a comparison of Your Line April and Sengatsu no Lion, and why Sengatsu no Lion is so much superior to Your Line April, because they're both about these tragic glasses boys.
They look
whose
same
families
too, yeah.
died, and whose sort of pursuit of these professions are fueled by those family circumstances.
Well, I'm obviously not here to, like, compare, like, two different shows to one simply because of their art style looking similar. But, like, it's rather the dedication he has towards his craft and almost it seems like, and I'm not too far through myself, but the slight reverence he has for what he does simply is just a job, almost, it seems.
Yeah.
That's, at least from me as an early watcher, but definitely that's what's pulling me in right now.
It's a struggle for him because a lot of the way he views shogi is this sort of profession and almost a curse that he's saddled with. But there are elements of a legitimate love and passion for the game that he also possesses. And so those two opposing sentiments butt heads.
Also, it seems like we're getting, like, the good shows this particular year that are really focusing on fucking depression.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
If you
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah.
if you have had relate to depression, this is one of those shows that'll really get you.
Yeah.
I love my sad boy animes.
Oh, Kiriyama Rei is a fantastic sad boy.
I will need to actually watch it then.
Yeah. Put him on your boy list.
On your boy. Oh, I don't like that list.
Added to my boy list is very
Is that
good
like
and
Kevin
wholesome.
Spacey's list?
Oh,
Very
yeah.
wholesome.
Topical.
Oh,
Always topical.
Kevin Spacey, wasn't he in?
Guy's Pants, yes.
Yeah.
Topical!
You know, I was thinking about sad boys, and that led me to think about boys.
Oh.
And that led me to think about the best boy.
Osamatsu-san.
And Well, almost.
Oh.
That led me to think about Love Kome's second season. Guys, Love Kome is good.
Okay. Okay.
What is? I don't even know what it
5 minutes
is.
long. It's good. It's good because it's just boys and rice. The two things I
Anthropomorphic rice
care about.
boys.
Yeah, exact. And then it gives you recipes at the end of the show.
Hold on. I'm trying to find this. This is what's airing right now.
Are the boys as plump as the rice?
No.
No,
Rishi
the boys
in
are very
design.
sleek. Yeah.
Does Daddy shove his balls of rice into their mouths?
They're called donuts. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a true patrician.
Look, I'm just saying. Boys are fundamentally good.
I don't disagree. I did check out the first episode of its first season back when that started airing, and just didn't grab me. I was also watching. I watched every first episode that season, so I was a bit more unforgiving, especially by the time I got down to the bottom of the list.
Don't blame you.
But yeah, Rice Boys, praise be to them. But we should go to some real boys, to some Osamatsu Season 2.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're getting to the real stuff now, I feel.
Yeah.
I'm on
So-
Tumblr. and
Don't,
draw
no,
Osumatsu-san
You know what's
porn
funny?
All the
all the time.
Katamatsu girls.
You know what's really funny about, because that was my first video that blew up, was about Osamatsu. My viewer base was 90% female. Not even,
Oh,
That's the really interesting thing, is that the Osamatsu-san audience, while it is like generally pretty like wide, like in the Western demographic, there's like this huge female bias towards it.
Which is
in the
funny.
Japanese, I think as well. And the sales there were largely Fujoshi market driven.
and it does everything
Yeah.
to not pander to them by having a main cast as like
Slovenly,
vile.
just terrible character. But that's a thing.
That's
Like,
the yeah.
as fandoms, we love terrible characters. We love just the worst, most disgusting people. Like that's what we're drawn to for some twisted, broken reason.
Now, the first season is the most second look anime to ever come out ever. Just because it's so, who cares? It's a gag. We're gonna do a parody of Sherlock Holmes. We're gonna do a parody of Attack on Titan. We're gonna do a parody of all these different things. We're gonna have a Christmas episode for no reason. But this second season, other than the first episode and the newest one that just came out, I think today, it's been very character focused, which is odd because there's no development in the show that you can expect to ever happen because they're so awful and comedy likes to stay the same. But I've been surprised by how much character focus there've been in the second season, less on the parody, less on just the crazy scenarios, a lot of just intimate comedy, which is good and bad. But I do kind of miss the over-the-topness that the first episode of this second season like blew me away.
That one went hard.
Like it.
The part where they decide to just all become different things, and one becomes live action, one becomes CG,
Yeah, that was great.
is like cool as shit, because
well, and
that's
it's
a lot of compositing work as well.
The message of the satire is so pointed on like perfectly defining this whole like climate of like YouTube especially of we have to be proper, but then they become proper and everyone hates the show because it's not funny anymore. Like it's like beautiful. Yes, that's a great message we should send. We have to be a proper show. Oh wait, no, it's not funny anymore. It's not cool. It's not inspired.
this is me just being a magical girl weeb. But doesn't Totoko Yawai look like fucking Ako-chan from Himitsu no Ako-chan? Like, literally, she has the same fucking hair bump.
No,
the
she
same
definitely does.
But it is
Tails.
fair to say her original design predates most of anime. So
Yeah, it's an older series, so sort of that like retro shoujo style may very well be informing her character design.
yeah,
That's
well,
part of it.
so similar. I'm almost about to say maybe she's a parody.
Well, I've
Maybe.
been delving into the original '60s series of this series, the first one, Osamatsu-kun, which is not
Yeah.
worth watching because it's a '60s anime. But
Osamatsu-kun was actually 88.
Jeez.
no, there's a '60s one as
There
well.
is a 60s as well.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
sure if that was
Yeah,
also
there's an '88 one which is more of a kids show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Especially compared to
both
this
more
one.
kids shows-y.
This thing is pretty raunchy in Osamatsu-san, especially the second season.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I love when the nipples get cut off. That's just...
Oh, they do that bit again, the 7th episode too. It's it's a special one of a
worried
kind
about-
type of series.
I'm just worried about joining the cancer fucking fan base. I don't want to be a part or associated
Embrace
with
it.
any of that. So, but I'll try. I'll try it out.
So far,
Hey,
I
force
think
myself
one
to.
of my art school girls is a huge fan of it. Shout outs to Mary.
I mean this
She
is
doesn't watch this.
Mayori.
Am I
This is-
bad for cringing at people who have Ida bags covered in Osumatsu-san characters? Because I think I'm a horrible person. But
Eater bags are cool though.
yeah, they are. They're fucking lit. I want one.
if I'm correct, right? This is like the most popular anime in Japan right now.
I believe so.
I mean, depends how you quantify popularity, but I think
It-
disc sales wise, it was, if not like the top. I think it was just flat out the top disc sales anime.
I think it
for its
literally
year.
quintupled One Punch Man,
yeah.
and it's because they both aired the same season. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a big deal.
Osamatsu-san has a very mobile audience, and that's really interesting.
And that's
That-
really interesting.
It's so old school. Like for a lot of people who followed the original Osamatsu-san anime, like back when they were younger and stuff like that, I would not be surprised that maybe there's some older generations.
No, I really
also.
doubt it. I really doubt it. This is a very
I would think
millennial
this would
show.
offend their sensibility.
Really?
This is a very
Because-
millennial show. It's very.
That's the interesting thing about Osamatsu-san.
It grows
is
up with
that
its audience.
It fundamentally grows with its audience. Yeah.
That's
This is a show for
interesting.
18, 23, like that age range, because that's what the characters are and that's what they're commenting on.
I like to sit down an old fucking Japanese man who watched the original series back in black and white down. He's like, I didn't fucking go to World War II for this shit.
Dick jokes, spiky
Yeah, you
metal
sit
dildo
down-
jokes.
In the newest episode, the opening bit
You
is
sit.
all six brothers
You
in a
sit-
prehistoric setting launching themselves with a slingshot into the anus of a mammoth.
What the fuck?
And then
show
being
already.
fossilized and put in a museum.
I'm done.
This is like genuinely one of the greatest shows though. Everything about Osamatsu-san is just amazing, and I love it.
I'll try it.
The first season especially, I could consider it one of anime's best comedies. Just when writing. I mean, it's Gintama. It's Gintama writer and director on
Yeah.
it. So we have like the cream of the crop here. Even though they also make classical Oid, but we won't talk about that. Even though that's
The,
getting a second season right now too. But definitely it's worth watching the premiere episodes because
The first
Osamatsu's
episode of both seasons
are
like
some of the
super
greatest
crazy,
things you'll see.
But
parodies.
if you're on Crunchyroll,
Yeah.
you can't watch the first episode of the first season.
Pirate that. There were too many copyright
that.
infringements, so it had to go down.
Well, it wasn't
Oh.
copyright infringements. It was people being mad about parody.
Well,
No, they were scared of
Japan
suing. They were scared of
copyright law
suing.
is stricter. So like
Yeah.
according to Japanese copyright infringements, but yeah, not according to like the American understanding of
What
the,
happened?
Yeah.
What was the problem?
It was just like
They
super on
had
the nose
Attack
with
on
its
Titan
parodies.
in there.
Oh, okay.
They
that
had
makes a lot more
everything. They had
sense.
Naruto, Pokemon.
They
Mirage,
even
if
had
you
Shokugeki no Souma in
yeah,
there.
Mirage,
Like,
if you watch the first episode of Osamatsu-san, the one you can't find, you probably will never have seen an episode like that in any medium. Like
I
it's
Guess
that
I'm gonna
insane.
go watch it now.
It's that insane. And
You've
then the
probably
second
seen
season
an
was
anime
good.
where they'll make a joke and they like bleep out instead of saying a specific anime name or specific character's name. And that's just because, like, unlike in an American show where that happens all the time, you can't even reference another IP.
It's like that first episode is basically like if you took Hono no Tenkosei, Aoi Hono, and like the Daikon animations and you piled
Yeah.
them all into one.
Yeah, it is kind of daikon.
It really feels like that first episode is like a culmination of just anime culture current, like what we care about deeply. Like that they just really tacked it all. They have the whole idol thing, then the school romance thing, and it's very. I like that a lot. Get the whole shebang with it.
You know what? Is that all we have to say about Osamatsu?
We said a lot, so I hope I don't know if we have.
I will say I like that the second season, the tone hasn't changed with the success and how big it is. The tone hasn't changed at all. Nothing's been compromised. The vision's the same. So I do like that. It's staying true to it. And the show just looks good. It's one of those kiddie, kind of
Well-produced.
colorful art styles that is really made for insanely hyperactive character animation.
One of those Pokemon Sun and Moon, Mahojin Guru Guru.
Yeah, which my favorite. That's my favorite art style.
philosophies,
So.
yeah.
But like the way that the art, the line art specifically is done as well. The fact that it is all colored is just like
Yeah,
an extra
great.
little thing. Yeah.
Wow.
So there's like two other shows that I want to briefly mention this one because while it's not so much a top pick as it is a bottom pick, Kupao Yingxiong is the weirdest show this season.
What the fuck are you speaking? Chinese? Get your fucking Chinese shit out of my face. No, okay. All right, let's see here.
It's a parkour anime.
What
but
the fuck
every
is
Video
this?
game adaptation.
It has hyper detailed backgrounds, right?
Are these
And
CG
then-
or just 2D chibi?
The characters are 2D chibi, but the backgrounds are like like hyper detailed, and like the CG effects that are in it are really good, but the character designs are just garbage chibi stuff. It's insane.
I mean, they
It's-
probably
it-
like stuck to. I'm assuming it's a mobile game.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the mobile
almost
game
certainly the
character
mobile game
designs.
character designs, yeah. And other than that, the other show that I want to shout out is Infinity.
I'm sorry, this looks like fucking Maple Story. This
It
just
does.
looks like Chinese Maple Story.
Except it's about parkour.
Yeah.
Here's the synopsis. The animation tells the story of Xiao Shuai, who has gone into a cool running world by accident and is embroiled in a dispute between parkour colleges. So is it like an Iyashike parkour?
Parkour
not-
color.
No,
it's
it's
isekai
an
parkour,
it's
excuse
an
me.
isekai
Isekai parkour.
parkour. Yeah. So he gets pulled up. So there's this girl who's going to get pulled up by this tornado, and he pushes her out of the way. But instead, he gets pulled up into the tornado, and he wakes up in another world naked.
In another world with my Nikes.
This fucking show looks like a 3DS game. I hate it.
Yeah.
Why do you like this? Why do you
He said it was
I
a bottom
don't.
pick.
yourself
He said it
so?
was a bottom pick.
It's a bottom pick. It's the show that it's not actually the show that I would least recommend. Imoto Sai, I would say, is a worse show, but this is
Shut
the
up.
most absurd show out
Fuck
there.
you. Fuck you. No, I'm genuine serious. Fuck you. Don't talk shit about a Motosai. We'll get to that.
Is
We'll
that on your
get to that.
favorites list? Is that a
It's
recommendation?
on my favorites. It's fucking great. Eat me.
Okay, just let me say this other show from this season. Infinity Force. It's a superhero anime, all in CG. It's pretty cool, and it has a character named Joji in it.
Nice. It's a Tatsunoko.
Yeah.
Like Sentai looking series, so there's potential there.
I love how I've literally started a fucking fight already.
A Moto Sai. Is that the
Look-
is that the weird like sister one?
Well, now that it's
Yeah,
been teased,
it's-
let's get into a discussion of Mirage's
Oh.
next
All right,
favorite.
let's fight. Let's fight.
All right.
Come on, Mirage. Fuck you. Fight me.
Okay. So, I was highly impressed when I found out about Omoto Sai, not simply just because it was like, fucking with like, because we've
Sisters?
had Arrow manga, we've had Oremo, we've had all these shitty little sister fucking shows, and I think everybody knows about my own problems, specifically just with Arrow manga, but I'm a big fan of Oremo. The show is really fucking good in my opinion, especially because it fucks with a lot of the predispositions. That too.
Imoto Sai gets into the man behind the pen of an Imoto light novel.
Yeah.
But the problem is, right, is that beyond the first scene, the show is just boring.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so fucking invested. I'm not even memeing right now. Like, I think it's so fucking good. There's like a whole romance between like silver-haired girl and like the fucking shit. The main character guy is a piece of shit, and he just wants to fuck his underage girls, and his secretary comes in and tells him he can do tax write-offs on his naughty figurines because they're for
Nice.
this is the kind of content I want out of my fucking anime. Thank you very much.
The
So
younger
how much of this did
brother.
you watch, Joji?
I watched the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm caught up. Fuck you.
Okay. But I'm just saying.
Me?
Second look?
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, I'm just saying that the first 2 minutes were the best part of the series for me.
Yeah, they're
That's-
definitely pretty eye-catching.
That's the way
Is
to
it
get the
wait? Did
normies
you
in.
message me about this, Lachlan?
I might have mentioned it.
Because you just sent
this-
me a picture of a naked girl on a sister's
Oh,
bed,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
brother's
I,
bed,
like,
and you're like, "This is
live.
You were like, guess what scene this takes place in?
Yeah.
Or wait, what cut? What
That was
shot?"
pretty funny.
And I went third or second. You're like third. You were close.
I asked him to like guess how many shots into the series it took to get to the naked sister straddling him, but it turned out that
Yeah,
like,
that's the-
that I was still under the impression that this was like an Eromanga sensei type show, and so it was just like super stereotypically indulgent. But yeah, I picked up on the fact that it was a parody.
So I have seen one
Yeah,
frame of this
I-
show. So that's good.
I mean, when she pulled the panties from another dimension and used
Yeah.
them to wipe the brother's face, I was pretty certain it was a parody. But by the way, the younger brother is just like super cute.
Yeah, pretty much like a good little boy that also looks like a girl. So it's their excuse to have like a typical almost little sister character, but it's the most innocuous little sister character.
Yeah.
I like how literally the fucking main character is getting cockblocked by life, just in general, and it's fucking great.
Well,
And
it's,
like,
it's always fun to see these anime that like shit on light novel authors and stuff in that vein.
I find this show so impressive. Me being a writer too, and just watching him also like.
I'm a
There's
writer.
multiple points in which he just procrastinates on his scripts and shit like that, and I'm like, yep, that's my life. That's my life. I think it's fucking great. It's on the level of girlish number in my girlish number in my opinion.
I did
So-
end up dropping it after episode 2 just because there wasn't really enough there to hold my interest.
It's slow. You have to really pull yourself.
But I mean, I'm also watching like
I can
17
pull myself to it,
shows
probably.
this season,
Yeah.
so I was looking to cut down if something wasn't standing out too much to me.
If
A lot of
Yeah,
competition.
I mean,
if you
I mean,
also,
like, I only have 80 shows on my currently watching list, so, you know, like, yeah. Look,
Maybe-
there's a lot of long anime that I'm watching right now, guys.
maybe I'm low tier trash. I don't know, but like the love triangle in this is very interesting to me, simply because it's so aggressive almost in the way it's done, and all the characters are almost all adults. Like the
Yeah.
the youngest
Almost.
one is
That's
18.
the detail though. you're missing. We're almost adults.
Everybody drinks beer in the series. Everybody's mostly going to college. If not, they're already in the workforce. It feels really grounded, almost pretty mature if it wasn't what it's about. And it just shits all over this garbage fucking trend we have of fucking little sister anime. So
Speaking of mature, Umaru-chan, right?
Second season of Umaru-chan.
I haven't seen any of it. I don't even know
never
what the
watched
big
the
deal
first
is about
season,
it.
yeah.
So
I think I wasn't in the anime fandom
me either.
when that first season started up, so I sort of missed that train.
I mean, like, the new season of Umaru-chan is just... It's just Umaru-chan.
It doesn't seem like it's generating like any significant amount of
Well,
buzz
it's Amazon
either.
strike. So
Oh, that's probably part of it. Yeah. I mean, it was
Explains
such
a lot
like
more.
a shallow, relatively normie thing that without the Crunchyroll hosting, there's just no push whatsoever.
You know,
yeah,
at one level, as a female who also plays video games and also was a shitlord for like this show just enrages me to a level I can't even explain.
It's
like
too close to home.
it's too close to home because I see Umaru-chan and me just literally switch out Pepsi like from the Coca-Cola. You got me back when I was in high school, and it really pisses me off. So yeah, no, drop.
The thing that enrages me about Umaru-chan is that I cannot be a cute girl.
You don't want to be a
let your
cute girl with
dreams
all
be
that power. Are you
dreams.
kidding me? That's a dangerous proposition, my friend.
They've
Look,
got pills for that,
look.
Joji. Don't you
I
worry.
know. Look. Have you seen that Joji GF meme where it's like budding gender dysphoria down in the bottom corner? Yeah, like, yeah.
Speaking of
Gotta
gender
take some blue
dysphoria,
pills.
Hoseki no Kuni, Land of the Lustrous, which you
Oh,
may
Steven
not...
Universe.
That is that is a funny related aspect, yeah. But I'm sort of in the trans community, and this is like massively popular there. There's elements of this series that like specifically appeal to trans and queer people, like on a deep level.
You're intriguing me now because so the easiest way to get me out of watching a fucking show is CG. That's the end and be all of it. So when I literally opened and watched for the first 3 minutes, I literally clicked and I was like, nope. But then like you're talking now about LGBTQ in it, and I'm like, all right, I'm a tad more intrigued, so I could stomach
to
a
be
little
fair,
CG.
this is also like some of the best CG in anime. It's courtesy of Studio Orange, who's really great. But also, it's great because it's used wisely. So a lot of the effects animation is 2D. A lot of the facial expressions, when they need to do that, because CG isn't great with that, they'll do 2D on those. Some of like just the general character acting for important moments, they'll go to 2D. And it works pretty seamlessly as well. So it sort of knows how to use its CG. But sort of the primary element of this series that's contributing to this is the fact that all the characters are genderless because they're rocks. And so they're like feminine in aesthetic generally. But in the manga they use male pronouns to sort of drive home that ambiguity. And just like, I mean, I think part of it is just like a character with no breasts, but that is like feminine and female in aesthetic is super like nice to see for a lot of people. But when it really like just got over the top in this, because in general it's got this like very androgynous aesthetic that's like super what a lot of people love and aspire towards. But the main character gets thigh highs in like one of the most recent episodes, which for anyone who doesn't know, that's like the most basic bitch trans girl like outfit aesthetic thing ever is thigh highs
with
forever.
frills on the top, right?
So the fact she gets it, like it seemed like intentional at that point. Like there's gotta be this is explicit pandering now that we've got like white and black striped thigh highs.
I'd like to see Joe do a video on this and like acting into his performativity almost piece that he did. I'd like to see an addendum with this because this sounds really fucking interesting.
But in general, I mean, the set pieces are great. Intriguing world. The characterization is really endearing. Specifically, the main character, she's voiced by the same voice actress as Kumiko. And like her expression, her range of expression is incredible. Her voice acting just sells the character to such a degree. She's remarkably endearing. You may have heard those Kumiko noise compilations on YouTube. Just because she's so great at these little moments of expression through grunts and what have you. It's a pretty special. Oh, and also the backgrounds are pretty beautiful.
How serious is the content in it? Like when it comes to that kind of stuff, is it like pretty like serious, pretty tonal?
There's a lot of tonal elements. There's one character in particular who's like this pretty tragic loner type girl, and like if you like sort of sad emo girls in anime, she is totally that for you.
Okay.
And then we've got like a sort of power friendship dynamic between her. Like she's super tsundere to the main character who like wants to find a way to help her out. But not like typical anime tsundere, like actually like good characterization. Like she's got deep personal insecurities and stuff. And it's not a shallow like, no, baka. She's like, no, get the fuck away from me. Like I'm afraid to make a personal connection because that'll result in deep personal pain.
Concise.
Well, I made it sound really surface level with my Steven Universe comment. I mean...
They are canonically called crystal gems.
That's what the mal description says. It says gems, yeah.
Can't wait for the crossover episodes, boys.
Yeah.
Look, Steven Universe, they hire Studio Trigger animators. It's basically an anime. It's an American anime as much as some other stuff is Japanese cartoons.
It's just a movement, guys. It's just a movement. Okay, we're just moving through this.
Anime is literally meaningless as a word.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is fan art on Tumblr of, like, the characters from this and Steven Universe.
I haven't seen any crossover fan art, but I have seen a decent amount of just general Hoseki fan art.
That's
I
really
mean,
cool.
like, it's only got 30,000 current, like, listings on Mal.
Yeah, it's not one
know.
of the bigger series, but there's a pretty strong passion behind it from those who are watching it.
That moment when I go on our Steven Universe and I post this and I'm like, hey guys, here you go for hiatus's sake. And then I just pollute everything. It's over. It's done. I'm sorry.
Virus. Such a virus.
Such a vile creature. Let me fucking talk about something I care about.
Oh.
All right?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna forward because I'm getting impatient. Blends is a fucking masterpiece. Anybody who fights me on this is totally wrong, and don't. Cause
What'd you say? What show?
Blends.
Blend S.
Blend S.
Blend S.
Blend, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Did you like my meme?
Smile,
I made a
service, sadistic, sister.
Yay.
Omae wo shinderu. That's the only
Slut.
good meme.
Newt.
I fucking...
Oh yeah, we actually need to talk about the only good anime this season, Pingu.
We did.
we opened
We
it
did.
with that. I memed
Stop
that one right
stealing
off
my
the bat.
spotlight.
Let's get into the A1 Pictures 4 Coma adaptation.
Fucking Blends is like one of my favorite things in a long time, and like I thought Udahara was gonna be that, which I'll get into later, but I'm enjoying it so much because I think I've commented about this, I've always wanted a serious like maid cafe like management anime just in general, and this
Well,
is
then-
the closest I'm getting to right now.
No wonder you like it. For me, because I've watched first episode, it was like the most 5 out of 10 4 coma adaptation I've ever seen. Like you couldn't be more just normal than Blend S for me. But I'm glad it got
Yeah.
memed because
Yeah.
it's not like it's not offensive, it's harmless. But it is just like, this is a 4 coma manga. It's kind of exactly what it
I laughed a few
is.
times during episode 1, so it's not a bad comedy, but it wasn't strong enough for me not to drop it after that first episode.
Same.
That's understandable. I mean, I personally like it for very different reasons. I mean, I'm a big maid person. I'm big into just that kind of aspect of like anime otaku culture and stuff, so that really connects with me. But it's also that just the characters are really endearing, and they kind of do like a 360 turn on you with like some of the expectations you have. Like the little sister character is actually a college student, and like she's really fucking into her magical girl figurines, which I connected with immediately.
No, you know what? This show is very good at niche kink. I didn't even realize I had this one, but like the hot blonde chick getting really deep into 3DS friend codes. Like, oh gosh, okay, wait a second here. Let me sit up for a second.
Yeah, there's
you have my
definitely
attention.
some heart to this one.
Yeah, like I see nothing cynical about it. Like, really.
In spite of like how seemingly cynical it
Yeah.
is.
A1
So-
pictures. It's like I was hoping, like I was seeing
Everyone
like maybe a
naming off
working
their
vibe from
fetishes
it.
in the OP.
It's so genuine and it's so sweet. And like the main character girl, I'm blanking out of names right now, but she is the most gentle, genuine, sweet little cupcake ever, and she has to play this little dick squisher, pretty much.
Sakura no Miya
Which-
Maika.
I'm exactly into dick squishers. And
Did you check
I
this
don't
one out?
know. I did, and it didn't do anything for me.
For me, it's like perfectly solid. Whatever, it's fine. It should exist, but you know.
There's a point where in later episodes somebody leaves a dojin in the maid cafe and everybody's freaking out over how they handle it, and one of them has like literally Vietnam War flashbacks, and it's fucking A+, and I mean, I put a lot of stock into it because I value the small things, I suppose. Not any of the big showpiece anime really have stuck out to me outside of Magician's Bride, so that I enjoy the crap out of it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. And I think people who are into that kind of niche, this is kind of worth it, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense if that's your aesthetic sensibility. It definitely
Yeah.
plays towards that crowd a lot. So
Yeah.
makes sense
For
to me.
sure. Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Kino's Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Kino's Journey because it's gotten shit on throughout most of the fucking
So
time.
here's the thing
well,
Well,
for
I'd
the-
say
the
it's
rating
not
seems-
very Kino.
Funny. That's a good one.
I
the
am
rating
being a
seems
total normie. I've never seen the
solid.
original.
Oh, what do you do?
Well, I wanted to watch
I have
shows.
watched the original.
I wanted to get through some shows for this, and that one I was like, oh, it looks interesting, and it was interesting still, even
Yeah.
without having seen the original. And it's one of the few shows that I caught up on completely, that I watched for this. So, in that
It's
alone,
definitely compelling. I'd say the aesthetic sensibilities are a few steps down from
very
the first season.
the CG is very
Yeah.
jarring.
the
Especially
first season
Kino.
was directed by Ryosuke Nakamura, who did
I mean,
a number of really interesting visually shows. Did he do Technoeyes? He did a number of weirder shows.
in my opinion, New Kino is the worst looking show of this season. Though.
I that's not even a. That's probably right. Like
There's
whenever
some decent directing. I mean, it's really just the overall aesthetic and design sense that I'm really not a fan of. But
Me
to
either.
be fair, that's also in line with the light novel designs themselves, which have shifted over the years.
I mean,
So
to be
it's just as faithful as the original was. The original just had better designs back then.
Yeah.
I mean, to
I would
be
actually say the only one that like looks worse to me is Garo Vanishing Line, and that's because direction doesn't exist for that show.
I mean, to be totally fair to Kino, the new Kino's Journey, like, there's something so not retro, of course, but something so middling 2000s about the aesthetic of the original series that's just almost like, as did you would say, boogie pop about it. Like,
Oh yeah,
and-
definitely. It's got like built-in CRT TV scan lines
Yeah.
to the aesthetic. It's like this very messy
and yeah.
look. It's unique for sure.
If
And
I
for
had
a lot
to-
of people, yeah, the original Kino's journey means a lot to them. So I find that some of the people I have heard talk about this new series have tiny bit tinted glasses a tad, but because I watched them back to back, and I really love the original series, but I don't think this one is too bad. I think it's a good way to get new viewers into it and then jump into the old series.
Yeah.
That's what I plan on doing. I mean, I went in blind. Well, I didn't really know anything about it.
I mean, one of the sort of like the thesis statements of Kino was the world is ugly and that's what makes it beautiful. And the original was ugly in a really interesting way, whereas this new one has like a very clean aesthetic that sort of
Yeah.
contradicts that.
Well,
very
even its
idea.
characters are either really ugly, obviously, or they're great people. Like, there's not a lot of like, oh, that guy's evil.
I
That's
never
obvious.
thought
I
about
mean,
that.
the big key to Kino is just how compelling its philosophy and its premises are from episode to episode, and that has maintained itself here. So it's still a pretty engaging watch, regardless.
It's a little unbelievable, a lot of the premises in this new one. Like, okay, that's an interesting idea, but literally couldn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in some cases on like a technological level, and on some cases just sort of taking a society that represents an extreme of human
Yeah,
nature that would
which is-
manifest itself in real life. It's very much
It's-
like philosophical thought experiments.
it's just
cases.
interesting enough to last for 20 minutes and explore an idea, and I'm happy
Yeah.
and satisfied. I'm like, okay, I want a new one, and that's what I go to the next episode for. But I definitely will want to watch the original and probably will enjoy it way more, and probably has a lot more longevity as a series than this new
Yeah.
one does.
Yeah, I mean the directing it's weird, but it's stellar, and there hasn't, I don't think this season so far, been any like real standout like excellent conceptual episodes that really capture me like season one had a few of. I think the strongest might be the moving country. That one was pretty cool.
Yes, because you're like, well, they're being dicks, but
Yeah, just a very strange sort of mindset. and
they're also
culture on
nice enough to
display.
not take over the world like they could.
Yeah, it's just totally unique and bizarre, and of course Kino's character plays into that fantastically. Cause
I kind of do like just as a character type the quiet, capable guy.
yeah,
That's just a
Kino
fun.
is both like super offhand, like, well, okay, do what you gotta do, and then we find out at the end like Kino is specifically exploiting the nature of this country to get past paying the toll.
Exactly. Which is so that aspect of his character I enjoy. I just enjoy knowing that my character's the upper hand, even though it doesn't look like it from like the outset. It's like, oh, he's good. It's Kino.
You know Kino's a girl, right?
Is he? Okay. Is she?
Yeah, Kino's a girl.
Cool.
Yeah,
The neat headcanon, like, fan aspiration for Kino is that Kino is, like, non-binary to some degree.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, I'd believe
it's-
that.
I mean, the newer light novel design that's implemented into the anime is more feminine, but especially in the original, Kino was super androgynous, and, like,
Yes.
the ambiguity of their gender was a plot point for that first season.
Yeah. How they're introduced in their origin story is they're female by sex. But I mean, I'm not gonna assume an anime character's gender.
I think
So-
one character called him boy in an episode. That's literally what I went off of. So
Yeah, no, I feel you. If I could put my philosophy student hat on, particularly
no.
about the comments that Second Look made, a lot of the posited philosophical kind of like playgrounds that Kino's journey like really kind of creates, I don't think they're supposed to be sensical in any sense. It's like kind of like the thought experience
Yeah.
experiments that like
No.
people who talk about political theory kind of do almost.
It's
seems.
not a criticism. It's more like my expectation of just going in with just a description.
Yeah.
And now, oh, okay, now I see what this is. At first, I was expecting one thing, and I got this, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I rolled with it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's quite interesting. Not that it's bad to question that at all either, too. I simply find that, like, unlike most shows, Kino's Journey as, like, just a series, a franchise in general, because it kind of is at this point, really just expects a lot fucking more from you as a viewer.
It's very good. I mean,
Yeah, light novels have been going for what, like 15 years now at the
Yeah,
least.
it's crazy. So, that's Kino's Journey. Kino's Journey is fucking lit. Everybody should fucking watch it, maybe cry a bit. Who knows?
Any other favorites for this season?
I mean, does Guru Guru count? Continuation.
Yeah, Mahajin Guru Guru strong as ever.
Currently, might
It's
be.
okay.
Fireball humorous.
Oh, I'm in love with it. I'm married to this show right now.
It's like a visual delight.
Like, I don't know if I've
really
seen an anime
beautiful.
that gives me as much joy consistently ever. Like, oh, I'm gonna watch an episode of this and I'm gonna be enthralled and love life for 22 minutes. Like, it's up there top 5 of the year for me so far.
I really like it. I mean, I think it's quite interesting. Again, I'm on the really early episodes, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's something missing. The comedy is really fucking good, and I didn't expect that when I first watched it. But yeah.
I mean, this is good because me and Lachlan are the only people that have actually made a video on it.
Yeah, that's
This is
true.
the
Gotta-
perfect-
Gotta represent.
Yeah, but I know like
Yeah.
Louis loves it.
Yeah, it's
Louis
got
talks about-
like, a deeply passionate investment from the 7 people watching it.
It's yeah, I'm deeply invested in just how like it's just like a kaleidoscope of like kid like creativity, you know? Like it's just like we're just going to have fun with our brains.
Yeah.
Just let it go. There's no and we're going to invest like a professional production into just wild, mind craziness. And there's a freeness to it when you watch it. You get like you're just freed from the shackles of adulthood while you watch it. It's a very innocent. Like the main two are just like the most heartwarming little couple ever.
Yeah.
I can't get. I like can't get sick of it. I'm gonna be very sad when it ends. That's gonna be a show whole kind of thing.
I can't say too much because I still got it on hold with just episode 1 down. But it's definitely one that will warrant a marathon at some point.
See, from like when people talk about catching up seasonally, like and weekly versus binge, this show has so little connective tissue plot wise that I like it weekly as just something to be warm for that week. I don't know how it would fare binging because the narrative is just kind of like a kid show, episodic.
Let's see here.
Yeah, do we have... I mean, I think we're getting near the end. Any more favorites?
I have
We
no
a few
more.
more things though.
Oh wait,
Do we want to do like fast takes really quick?
Yeah,
like-
Joji's rushed us on here because
Oh,
we're
there you
pushing
go.
2 hours.
I knew this would
almost.
happen.
Pushing 2 hours.
I knew
yeah.
this would happen.
Yeah.
Fireball humorous. It's made by
Okay.
Disney. It's the best show ever made.
We have to talk about the train wrecks this season.
Anime got to
we
you.
have
no,
to.
no, this is a heartwarming favorite. I mean, we had a few diversions, but let's keep it positive. We focus on the good stuff.
I will say
Okay.
Yeah.
the nicest thing from starting this evening is when Lachlan just at 3 a.m. Discords me anime gotteries, right? And then waits 2 hours because I'm asleep.
Anime Gotteries.
And he just all caps anime gotteries. Like, wait a second, wake up
It
at
was
5
one of the
a.m.
most exciting shows.
But it's okay.
Is it garbage or is it good or
It just
what?
was like meandered, and I dropped it because
I'm not
Oh,
huge
that's
into the character
unfortunate.
design, really. It's very odd looking.
like there's.
I heard-
Yeah.
It's got characters debating ReZero in it, like a bunch of otaku debating ReZero, which is like such a golden, valuable thing, but like there's just too much fat and like not enough of a clear direction for the series.
Yeah, I didn't dig it that much. Similarly, I didn't dig Two Car like at all.
Yeah.
Two car, like the first 5 minutes. Watch that. Let's get just showing off like a bunch of different like girl pairing aesthetics. Like you've got the OG girl, which is my fucking Achilles heel. She's so good. And there's a number of other cool designs that's like showing off the racers before the big race that opens episode 1, but then after that it's like nothing of value whatsoever.
If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna jump in really quick to just Maho shoujo stuff, particularly, and stuff that I've been watching just as like a genre buff. Yuki Yuna, Yusha no Soul, and Sumi no Soul. Don't fucking watch them. They're garbage. Fuck you.
No, that was good. I finished. Washio Sumi just finished up.
I heard of this one.
Did you actually watch it?
I've watched a bit of it, and I just got fucking bored, and I just hate fucking Yuki Yuna, so I don't know. I need to make... I'm literally... When I get my whole, like, card situation figured out, I'm making a fucking Yuki Yuna, like, whole retrospective video and talking about why I don't like Yuki Yuna.
I'm gonna make a why I do like Yuki Yuna video.
Yeah. Because, like, I just have problems with Yuki Yuna. I don't know why. No, I know why. I won't go into it. Urahara is painful.
Yeah.
For me to say that I don't like it, because
it could have been so good. It high key, it felt a little tiny bit like a USO series.
Yeah.
And then
but not enough.
This is something that I would probably point to an art student and say, you need to think about your color choice, especially when you're picking out palettes for how you design characters in your world if you are to work in animation, because this show is just
the color design.
No, the color design in this one's actually high key great.
Part of the
I can't deal with
the
it.
visual philosophy is this Harajuku, which is like a very often like chaotic, very like in your face.
Well, specifically
style.
in reference to Backstreet's Harajuku.
Yeah.
That's literally what the name means. The back of Harajuku, which is a furthering of the insane aesthetic that is regular Harajuku.
Yeah. It's just, the difficult part for me is that, you know, I want to like the aesthetics and the color design and all that, but it's really just too much. I literally felt like I wanted to vomit at the end of the first episode.
The direction is very weak.
Yeah.
But my primary issue with
some of the paneling in it is just painful as well.
The characters are really stilted. Really stilted.
Animation isn't great. Direction is worse. There's
line delivery is okay, but the pacing between lines is just weird.
There's no plot to like really drive it. It's like very sort of like formulaic of the week plot structure.
It's really unfortunate.
And the characters cannot carry it because there's nothing to them. It's like the most sort of generic templates. Like they're all the same character. One is slightly more ditzy. One is like ever so slightly tsundere, but it's like the most subtle seasoning of these super cliche in and of themselves archetypes onto total blank slates. So there's no level of charm or chemistry to these character interactions to carry the plotless show. Yeah.
Two more things. Just because I have to say this, Love Live Sunshine Season 2 is really fucking solid. If you're into Love Live and you're into idols and you're caught up, I would highly suggest keep watching that. You probably already are, but even if, it's really fucking solid and I enjoy it. So, that. And...
Black Clover? Should we talk about Black Clover?
Everyone's already talked about Black Clover.
Well, I want to comment on Konohana Kitan, because I don't think anybody's talking about Konohana Kitan, and I'm really enjoying that. I think it's really quite cute, and if you're looking for something that's a little bit just chiller, but also deals with some of those shoujo ai seinen kind of feels, I'd highly suggest it. Also, if you're a furry, it helps.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It helps.
left turn.
You want to jump?
I got one.
over to
I got
what
one more.
One more from my boy.
I just want to say for all the second look memers out there, 100% Pascal Sensei is still airing. 3 seasons strong.
Yeah.
I just want to, the Hidden Syndicate is out there. If you watch YouTube videos, AnyTube, you'll see nuggets of that show everywhere. Thanks to Lachlan
Yeah.
and Explanation Point. They, I notice it. I notice it.
Other than that, I mean, we've already kind of hinted at the garbage. We don't need to talk about it. Everybody else is talking about it. Black Clover's dumb.
Positivity.
Inuyashiki is disappointing. I don't know about the Nisio Isin show. I haven't watched it.
solid.
So okay. And then Osama Game DZ Race is super fucking edgy garbage. Unless you're
Hell
into
yeah,
super
I love
edgy
it.
garbage.
Tasty
Tasty
garbage.
garbage. Tasty, delicious.
Evil or
dumpster
Live
Big
is
Mac.
edgy garbage to another level too. Don't waste your fucking time if you're not into that kind of shit.
I
You
want a
can
Big
go
Mac,
listen to it in
man.
other places.
I live by like a bunch of real restaurants. I don't actually have fast food near me, so like it's good because I don't get the opportunity to indulge these terrible destructive urges. But at the same time, I want a shitty burger, man. This is unrelated though.
I wanted a shitty burger.
It's like
Okay.
9:12 on a
Let's
camp.
get into
on a
audience
college
questions or
campus.
Joji's gonna
Yeah.
kill us.
So yeah, so Becca asks, "You'll ever just say fuck it and nut on the VCR?"
What?
No
Repeat
Is that a
one
Dave
more time,
Chappelle? Is that a Dave
Mine,
Chappelle
please.
reference?
You'll ever just say fuck it and nut on the VCR?
All right, sure. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks.
Marry, fuck, kill the rest of the cast of the current podcast.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
Of like what our podcast and just in general.
Yeah, like this current episode.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh man. Fuck.
We've grinded to a halt here.
I'm deciding who to kill. I'll marry Mirage because I want my sweet Yuri romance.
Sweet.
I'm just wondering which one of you I want dead and which one I shall fuck with, for the night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joji's a tall boy, which is kind of intimidating. So I think I'll
I'm
kill
also
you with
tall.
my
I'm also
second
tall. I'm 6'3".
one. Oh no!
Well, I'm canonically shorter than Second Look, so
Okay.
there we go.
There
I
you
guess
go.
I'll kill Second Look and fuck Joji then.
That's good. Don't give it a second
I'm
thought.
gonna return Locke's Mary because he was so nice as to marry me, and that's cute. So that's awesome. I'm sorry, Josie, but you're on the chopping block, buddy.
Oh.
You're gonna go straight into fuck. And then I don't know you very well, Second Look. I'm sorry, I have to kill you. I don't want
Hey.
to shove this knife in your heart, but
I'll be the
try
martyr.
and point it the other way.
Well, you know... Oh. You go first. So.
I'm going to marry Lachlan to get that sweet Jeff Thu money.
All the wives.
Yeah.
All the wives.
Because I know that'll be rolling in forever. So I think that'll be good. As long as Naruto Online is still going, which I hear it's bustling. It's such an active community, so. I'll fuck Joji just to visit Australia. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But, Mirage, I'm
And
sorry.
I guess we're gonna just have to fight.
Just
We're gonna have to
kill each
fight
other.
over Locke's emotion.
I don't have
support.
I don't have a funny joke for yours once.
I could use a husband and a wife. I'll take both.
Well, let's see. I would fuck Lachlan because that good sailor uniform with those rainbow striped socks.
Yeah.
You know that the good aesthetic. I would marry Second Look because you got a good voice.
Why am I the
people with
one
nice
dying?
I have a good voice. I've been told that. One of my first comments
And,
was,
I
"Is
would-
this guy black?" It was really a nice comment.
And I would kill Mirage.
Wow, thanks guys.
'Cause-
Really appreciate it.
Just because my favorite anime from the season.
Just cause, you know.
You know, like
3D women.
I don't.
Eh.
Yeah, exactly.
Disgusting.
Oh, it's because I'm the eye of the pussy. That I see how it is.
Like
Boy
I,
pussy.
I'm an anti-turf, you could say. I just hate real women. Femininity scares me.
I didn't know you were on RN cells.
Yeah, shut up,
Don't
femoid.
tell
Okay.
anyone.
Where did you see that safe coup pic though, Joji? Did I post that on my main?
You posted that on the
the
Pedantic
Neotakus.
Romantic
Yeah,
Office.
that's right. I did put that
Yeah.
there.
But you did also post it on your Twitter, I'm pretty sure. Not the Pedantic Romantic one, the other
Yeah,
The
one.
special
that's
one.
what
The
I'm
special one.
All right. Any other
Also,
questions?
didn't you post it in the Arado server?
Oh right, you're there
I think
too.
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Oh yeah, if you could kill one anime in the way that Digibro killed SAO, what would it be?
Ooh.
My Hero Academia.
Really? Why so?
He's got a video.
I only have my longest video I've ever made.
I'll have to go watch that because I really enjoy Hero Aka. So, but
yeah,
that's me.
The like dislike bar reflects your sentiments.
It was 50-50. It was pretty 50-50. That was the greatest comment section though ever because it was all like legitimate discussion about the video content. Like
Except for
and
that
Lachlan
thread
and
that
Lachlan
I-
going off as well. That is
I
a
could-
yeah, that's a good one. That's what I'd do.
I could kill a series like Digi would. That's like something like you'd only hold off for like Ariok's holy hand grenade from fucking Monty Python. Like you'd only hold it for the fucking bunny. That's like the bunny, the black beast. You have
Well,
to
yeah,
fucking
that's
kill.
exactly what I was thinking. If we killed it in the way Digi killed SAO, we'd kill it in such a way that like it creates a fascinating discourse that's hugely profitable. So I want it to be a series that like I can make a shit ton of videos and discussion about, so I can continually double dip on this phenomenon I create.
See, this is
If
why he
it-
has 50,000 subscribers.
Really, really, really popular on the level of like Future Diaries when it does come out. I want to fucking nuke Maho Shoujo site and every part of it. And I will make sure to let everybody know not to fucking watch it if you want to watch Magical Girls, because it's
Wait, what is this
I-
show?
Maho Shoujo site. It's by the people who did Magical Girl Apocalypse, the manga.
So is this a manga that's getting adapted?
It's gonna
into an
be
anime?
adapted.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's garbage. It's fucking flaming, pissed on. I probably shoved a tampon up its mouth. Fucking garbage.
You probably, I don't
Horrible.
know. I don't know, sure.
I hate it so much. I read like up to I think I read like 7 or 8 volumes. I tried. It's horrible. So, yeah, if
Whoa.
that gets to the level of like Elfin Lead or like Future Diaries, I'm probably just gonna nuke it. That's me. So, yeah.
Don't do that. Japan's already been nuked enough, okay?
All right. Well,
Hey, not enough. They keep making
Not
anime.
enough.
I just need them to stop making anime in
not
general.
if Kim Jong Un have anything to do about it, bro.
He is my favorite anime
Or
character.
Tucson.
I'm not sure there's an anime I resent enough to like actually be invested in killing it though.
Yeah, I'm not too invested. That was just the one that's the only negative video I've
Yeah.
ever made is the My Hero Academia one.
You know, I'm thinking, I'm gonna kill Evangelion Q.
Okay.
Because it's 5 years old now, and it's still the worst thing that humanity has ever made. Yeah, I want to kill Evangelion Q and drive more Evangelion discourse.
Evangelion Q for the uninitiated is Evangelion 3.33, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I get it. This timeline is so fucking confusing at this point. I'm fucking... I just want Evangelion's legacy to be over. I just want to feel like it's wrapped up at this point.
I like
Fuck you, fight me.
Question.
Next question.
Give me a question.
That I believe that was the last question. Oh wait, Toastman Jack asked, "What is love?"
Oh, Toastman Jack, a real dude. Love is the sweet embrace of many lollies and maids in your arms. That's what a real patrician would say, my dear friends.
Love is joining the Joji's Catgirl harem anime server and proving yourself to be a true catgirl so that you can come and join Master's Corner.
Love is supporting Neotaku on Patreon.com.
Will we have the Patreon up by this point? Maybe.
Yes,
Wait,
Yes,
you
we
got a Patreon?
will.
You don't. Wait, is that new? Is that a new thing?
Yeah.
It's not
We've
out
been
yet.
Actually,
Oh.
we should make this the next one we upload. Like push everything else back. Just so this like
Oh, true.
is actually
That's probably a good
mid-season
idea.
because it's a mid-season podcast. You know.
We'll be
Yeah.
behind if we
Okay.
don't. Yeah.
So guys, just saying, the Neotaku Patreon will be up with this episode.
Joji
then.
dropped like $100
I feel so
on
privileged
the
to
iTunes
be
feed
here.
or something. I was kind of
Yeah, I
dropped
dropped.
like
I
not
dropped
not
$108.
enthusiastic about a Patreon, but then he dropped that like level of investment in the show. Well, yeah, we got to make that investment back. Give it for the boy.
Is this like the
Yeah.
longest episode? Would you say?
It's
Oh,
probably
some
gonna be the
longer ones.
longest one. Yeah,
This is the longest episode since episode 0.
the seasonal
Yeah.
preview. That one might have been like 2:45 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually
like
we're
that.
just a bunch of shitlords and we just go on a fucking rampage for about an hour and a
I
half.
mean,
Half
we
of
got
the
some memes
episodes, I
in. We
think.
got some memes in
Yeah,
today.
I
we got some
really liked
content.
this
I
episode.
feel like we've done good.
Mm-hmm.
Some juicy
No.
content.
Some real
Was that
content.
the end of the questions?
Yeah, that's the end of the
So-
questions. So, thank you for listening to this episode of the Neotaku podcast. I'm Joji Matthews, and I was here with Mirage Fan,
What's up? Bye bye. Go watch.
the pedant,
Yeah,
the pedantic romantic,
Go subscribe to Second Look.
that
and
guy.
Second Look.
Thank you for having me. Do it again. I'd do it again. This
No
was fun.
problem.
So, support the Neotaku podcast on patreon.com/Neotaku.
We're gonna be
Get
doing
access to exclusive bonus shows,
commentary
post
tracks.
shows,
That's what I'm most
commentary
excited
tracks.
about. Commentary tracks are an excuse for me to watch some anime movies that I wouldn't
Yeah.
otherwise be watching necessarily. Those should be fun.
Yeah.
So, thank you for checking this out, and we'll see you with the next episode.
Follow us on Twitter.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we have a
follow
Neotaku
us on
Twitter.
Twitter at NeotakuPod. Yeah.
We're the best.
And then watch Anime Crimes Division, please. It
Oh,
needs your
yeah.
help. Okay, we really just need to push that.
ProZD's lead character acting debut in a television series is really good. Really good. Really good. Really good. Really good. Really good.